Donald Trump posted this photo of Candace Owens on Truth Social, which was then shared by Rapid Response 47, which is the White House government. It's the White House government account where they're just quickly reposting his Truth Social posts. It's honestly, it's just disturbing that he even posts this. It says Candace Owens' stock, which was never very high, had fallen a long way. Her attack on the First Lady of France is despicable. I believe in this case, without verification, she is an extremely low IQ individual. And if you click on the photo, what it actually says here is Candace Owens lies, uses rich white men. 0% fact-checked ratio on all credible fact-checking sites, protects sex offenders. Candace, you fax me. So this is what the whole thing says, and he's throwing us a jab at her, a really just honestly I think vile jab at her after she posted on April 5th, so about 2 weeks ago or so now. This is really when things started to heat up. This is a satanic administration. We all realize that satanic Zionists occupy the White House, and Congress needs to move to have the Mad King Trump removed. All of our lives may depend upon other countries realizing that Trump is deeply unwell and surrounded by religious fanatics who have convinced him that he is a messiah. We are in an uncharted territory. Leaders worldwide need to act accordingly. And you'll see, I like that. I need to stop liking things before I share them to you guys. But genuinely, I think we do have a Zionist. Our government really is so heavily Zionist influence. Now, the reason I think his post is disgusting is because I really hate. I mean, you could tell what they're trying to do with this. Of course, Laura Loomer. She then goes ahead and posts this online. She says, "Breaking: President Trump just slammed Candace Owens and called her extremely low IQ." He says her attacks on the First Lady of France is despicable. I'm sure President Trump is very happy that his lawyer dropped Candace as a client. Is very happy that his lawyer dropped Candace as a client this week after I exposed it. Of course, vile person of the year. She's right. She's an animal. She's a demon. Laura Loomer is deeply mentally unwell, and I think just truly deep down, very, very hateful. If you see some of the posts that she's written, there's only things that only Laura Loomer could say because nobody else would really have the heart to say the things that Laura Loomer says. But aside from the point, this is just disgusting. Here's the first thing. Candace Owens is not, what they're trying to do here. I really hate the fact that they said it uses rich white men, because if anybody that has watched Candace Owens or knows how that she acts, she's the most, prim and proper type lady, very Catholic, very close to God, very prim and proper, like the exact opposite. And then they find this photo of her and you could tell what they're trying to do with it. Laura Loomer does the same thing, and we're seeing an active White House account do it. And it really just makes me sick. One time Laura Loomer talked about Candace Owens having nappy hair. Like, what is this? Genuinely, what is this filth? Like, they intentionally do this, and what they're trying to insinuate, which is just simply false. It's simply false, and they don't have anything better to grasp for, so they start going for this. Listen, I'm not, there's a lot of things Candace says that I like. There's a lot of things that Candace says that I think are, that I just simply don't like. There's a lot of other things you can make fun of her for without having to just kind of do these stupid insinuations. I mean, one time she talked about the dinosaur story dinosaurs not existing, or the dinosaur story being false. There's a lot of jabs you could come at Candace Owens without having to go this low. This is only something that I promise you, I'm certain of Laura Loomer was feeding into Trump, because it's just disgusting and unnecessary. So Marjorie Taylor Greene posted, President Trump hates women he can't control who don't worship him, women who actually worship God and are much more intelligent than he is, women like real Candace Owens. This cruel post about Candace looks like something Laura Loomer would conjure up as she gives Trump his talking points, policy decisions, political advice, which is literally destroying him and the Republican Party. I agree with that. Trump refused to support the women who were victims of Epstein. He called me a traitor for supporting them and not bowing to him. He is attacking Megyn Kelly and Candace Owens, also the only women in his cabinet that he's either fired or privately told to leave are Kristi Noem, Pam Bondi, Laura Chavez, DeReamer. He appointed Elise Stefanik as ambassador to the UN, that then took it away without a care after all she did to support him just because Johnson told him to. That's fine. Elise Stefanik is a filth. Elise Stefanik is just a Zionist bought out. I mean, she's ridiculous. no matter what you think about any of us women, as we are all different from each other, whether you like it or not, one thing is incredibly clear: Trump hates women, and a post like this is only going to turn the majority of women in America against him. I can already see, Laura Loomer just calling Trump up and feeding this stuff to him. Candace Owens previously, there's a video I wanted to share of you guys where you could just kind of see how deranged Laura Loomer is. This is a previous clip that she recently shared.
Does anybody understand how ruined my life is? I'm sick of it. I don't want to listen to people tell me that I'm a conspiracy theorist. They don't know what it's like to be me. Life is ruined, Alex.
Laura Loomer has become significant because we can look at her to understand the erraticism of Donald Trump, our president. He doesn't seem like the same person. He seems as though he has been possessed. That's his top advisor. According to her, multiple times a day, she speaks to him on the phone. One of the first phone calls he made after attacking Iran was to Laura Loomer. Take Laura in her own words. In an article that was done by...
And that is true. That is true. And I've talked about that a lot before. I believe it was a Financial Times article that reported within the first 6 hours of U.S. airstrikes on Iran, one of the first people that Donald Trump called, he himself called, not the other way around, Donald Trump called them, was Laura Loomer, because he wanted praise on the Iran strikes, which is immediately what she gave him. And now we've reached a point where we have the White House account resharing posts making fun of, and aside from everything else, aside from the fact that, he's making fun of right-wing political commentators, every single one of them, except for the Jewish Zionists, except for Mark Levin, and except for Ben Shapiro, and except for Laura Loomer. Everybody else, he's dropped everybody else. And this is, it would be one thing if it's one of these political commentators, but it's every single one of them. And I can assure you, if Charlie Kirk was alive till today, I think the tides would have shifted so much. You could tell the guy was already leaning in that direction. You think Charlie Kirk would end up on this? I don't know. I wasn't the biggest fan of Charlie Kirk. Regardless of my opinion, I know for a fact he wouldn't have ended up on the side of it being Trump, him, Laura Loomer, Mark Levin, and Ben Shapiro. No way. And imagine how different the world would have been if that was the case. Imagine how much, especially considering because he has more of a mainstream appeal within the Republican Party. He has much more mainstream appeal than somebody like Tucker Carlson does within their own party. Just imagine. So, this is where we've come to. We've come to the point now where the White House account and the Trump administration is just kind of going after anybody that doesn't step in line with Israel, that calls it out for what it is, which is total foreign occupation. The fact that our president is bought out by a foreign country, likely blackmailed by a foreign country. And they're deciding to just kind of go low and post ridiculous stuff like this. So we'll see how things moving forward. If you found this video interesting, guys, I'd really appreciate it if you just go ahead and click the subscribe button below and give it a thumbs up as well. It helps me reach more people like you. Also, one of the best ways you can support my channel is by joining as a member. So if you haven't yet, definitely click the join button below next to the subscribe button. If you see people with the JFK emoji and like the censored emoji and a parrot emoji, I'm going to start adding emojis of other people too. If you see those fun emojis next to their names, the way they got those is by joining as a member. So make sure you click the join button below and you can get to use those fun emojis too, and you get to see member-only videos, which everybody likes. So if you like this video, you'll get to see more of those videos by joining as a member. And yeah, hope you guys found this interesting, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. Bye, everybody.